It's 7 o'clock. Here's what's happening right now in the Maritimes. 2 Nova Scotia men die from their injuries after this fiery crash. A man who came to their rescue tells a harrowing story. Police investigate whether this elderly man from the Annapolis Valley is connected to the car that went off the Englishtown ferry. Rural residents say access to PEI healthcare is under attack. And
normally I don't really do tacky. I think I do nice.
these decorations take Easter to the extreme. Some neighbors are hopping mad.
A mixed Easter basket this weekend, but it does include a lot of sunshine. Details coming up.
Good evening. This is a grim Easter weekend in Nova Scotia's Lunenburg County. 2 men have died after a car and truck crashed in Blockhouse, Nova Scotia early yesterday morning. The car caught fire, but despite the danger, a passing motorist braved the flames to rescue 2 people. Michael Dick is live now with the account of what happened you're hearing only on CBC. Michael.
Well, that's right. Aidan Brunn is extremely shaken up tonight, especially after hearing news one of the 2 men he helped save has died in hospital. Now, Brunn says he was heading to work around 4:30 in the morning when he noticed a truck in the ditch badly damaged. Also, a car with smoke coming out of it and 2 inside that car. Here's what he said happened next.
The driver was unconscious and very injured. Slumped over the passenger, who was also very injured and in duress and a lot of pain, and so I ran over to the other side of the car, fumbling to pull my phone out to call 911, and tried to get that door open, but it was jammed and crushed. And so I ran back, and as I was making my way around the back of the car, the engine block caught on fire. So I decided to see if I could pull the driver out and then get the passenger out through the driver's side.
Now, as you saw on that phone report, the damage to both vehicles quite extensive. He points out 2 men arrived on scene a short time later to help pull people from both cars. A short time after that, emergency crews arrived. All of this, no doubt, very sad and very emotional time for him.
It's definitely been a bit of a roller coaster. I'm not sure what to do with this. I'm really, really glad I was there. I know that's probably a strange thing to say, but if I hadn't come along, I don't know what would have happened to them, and I'm just glad that I was able to help.
Now, sad news at this hour by way of an RCMP press release. I can tell you 2 of those 3 have died. 27-year-old Matthew Deal, the driver of the car, died in hospital. Police say the driver of the truck, 48-year-old Eric Vino, died in hospital overnight. Some good news that the passenger inside that car is alive in hospital. So certainly a sad story here on this Easter weekend. Elizabeth, I'll throw it back to you.
A very difficult and tragic story. Michael Dick, thank you for our lead, our top story tonight in Halifax. In Cape Breton, there is a new lead in the case of the vehicle that drove off the Englishtown ferry. Police say they have been notified of a missing man, 81-year-old Jerry Hengeveld of Waterville. His vehicle was last seen at the Irving gas station in Bedeque on Monday. So far, police are unable to confirm the make of the car that drove into the water. Icy conditions are hampering search efforts for the car and the driver. A Hants County, Nova Scotia family is homeless tonight after an electrical fire. No one was inside the mobile home on the North River Road when fire broke out around 10 o'clock this morning. It took firefighters 2 hours to put this one out. They were able to save a few personal items, including photographs. This fire is not believed to be suspicious. Let's turn our thoughts to weather now, and we're enjoying an absolutely lovely, beautiful Easter weekend. Terry Loretto is working on the Maritimes weather forecast. Hey there, Terry.
Well, you're right. Beautiful night, beautiful day ahead tomorrow. A lot of sunshine back in the forecast. Really nice weekend, but holiday Monday looking really rainy. And then unfortunately, a bit of a chill midweek. Stay tuned for your 7-day and all the details coming up.
Terry's forecast in about 15 minutes. People from across PEI are calling on the government tonight to stop changing the way hospitals are run. A few dozen people met in Summerside today to voice concerns. Patrick Fowler just got back from the meeting and he is live in Charlottetown. Hi, Patrick.
Hi, Elizabeth. Communities in PEI's East and West have been holding meetings for months to talk about the future of rural healthcare. Well, now they say it's time for them to band together.
Talking about how we're going to band together as a whole island to secure the future of rural healthcare.
A right to our hospital.
They came from one end of the province to the other, all concerned that their access to healthcare as rural islanders is threatened by government changes, like Natasha Dunn. She leads the Save Western Hospital ER Services Committee, and she says people in Alberton still don't know who will be working nights in their ER.
Is it a paramedic 3? Is it a nurse practitioner? Is it an RN? What type of experience will they have? Number one for our committee is still having a physician there 24/7 at the hospital.
By the fall, the ER will become a collaborative emergency center. In the island's east, a different hospital, a different issue, a loss of acute care beds.
Now, if you take away clinical visits and you take away any other acute care and you put more pressure on the main cities, then we're going to see nothing but wait times increase.
The issue brought hundreds to a similar meeting in Surrey on Tuesday. Many fear the island's two major hospitals in Charlottetown and Summerside can't handle more patients.
Whenever I'm injured, I'm not wondering what type of care this is. I just need to know I need to go to a hospital. And the fact that there is no emergency care and the possibility of loss of acute care in Surrey is quite devastating.
How can we better service our aging population and our baby boomers? And you can't, not without a hospital in the area.
The province says taking care of that aging population is their reason for these healthcare changes. They'll be meeting with these troubled, concerned communities all throughout April. And during the same month, you'll see these concerned citizens getting together and organizing a rally in Charlottetown. Elizabeth.
They're certainly motivated. Thank you. Patrick Faller live in Charlottetown. People who live in Gabarus, Cape Breton are challenging the federal government over the community's seawall. Several storms have damaged the protective barrier to the point where some say it's in danger of collapse. The federal government says it's not responsible for the seawall because it's located on provincial land. Now, the Friends of Gabarus Society plan to file an official complaint with the Public Sector Integrity Commission. You know, they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that applies to Easter decorations, apparently. In Dartmouth, someone wrote an anonymous letter telling the homeowner her house decorations are tacky. But as Anjali Patil tells us, the family is fighting back, taking Easter to the extreme.
This is Lori Perron's house. With colored eggs on the porch railing and bunnies abound, it's ready for Easter. Perron wasn't planning such an elaborate display until she got this letter last month.
It says, "Dear homeowners, before Easter comes, the community asks that you do not demoralize our subdivision and street with yet again your very tacky decorations. Halloween and Christmas was enough. Perhaps you should consider that this area is a step above you, a concerned neighbor."
The mom of two felt hurt by the letter.
No one has the right to tell someone that they're not good enough to live in a different neighborhood. You know, what's so great about this neighborhood? Because we pay higher taxes?
Decorating the house for the holidays has always been a tradition. The letter inspired Perron to go bigger for Easter.
First I thought, no, I won't decorate. And then I thought, no, yeah, I will. And I'll go worse. I will be tacky.
People who've heard her story are driving by to show support.
I admire this lady because she said, I'm not taking the bullying. I'm me, and I'm going to be me, and I think she needs support.
We need people like this with a good sense of humor. Hey, isn't that life? I'm pleased that she did it.
As for the person who wrote the note,
whoever you are, knock on my door, come in, meet me, have a cup of coffee with me, have dinner with us, and you'll realize that life isn't that bad. Happy Easter to whoever you are.
Despite the note, the family says they'll continue to decorate for each holiday. They tell me they already have big plans for July 1st. Anjali Patil, CBC News, Dartmouth.
Thank you, Anjali. We have more maritime news still to come. First, though, it's that time when we check out who's getting the deals in our Maritime Price Watch. In Halifax, gas costs just over $1.32 per litre, the price about 4 cents lower in both Charlottetown and Fredericton. Wonder if Easter ham is on your menu this weekend. We checked out little piggies at the markets and at independent butchers. We found a good deal in Fredericton. It's about half the price of a ham compared to the Seaport Farmers Market price. You can put a fork in that. CBC News Maritimes Saturday continues after this. You're looking at a live shot right now from our webcam. That is the Confederation Bridge and a car making its way across the span. Looks like easy driving right now for holiday travelers on this Easter weekend. And now let's go to a live shot and beautiful blue skies above Moncton, and you can see the cathedral in the background. Farmers in Bucktouche, New Brunswick are making a last-ditch attempt to save their experimental farm. It was funded by the federal government, but come Monday, that will no longer be the case. Jennifer Choi has the story.
The Hervé J. Michaud experimental farm spans over 30 acres and for 30 years has been helping the local agriculture community grow. But as of Monday, the farm will no longer do that.
The farming community as a whole, I think, is disappointed with decisions such as shutting the experimental farm in Bucktouche.
Coates says the farm's researchers do things that normal farmers can't afford to tackle, like test out new methods and technologies and try out higher risk crops. This greenhouse system called High Tunnels has been one of the experimental farm's biggest successes.
We can extend our season so much farther. And they've decided that some crops were not worthwhile growing and other crops were.
And while the federal government will no longer fund the farm, there is a group working with the provincial government to keep it going.
We want
to save it because there are greenhouses, lots of valuable equipment and workers from the area, he says. We'd like a place for some research, training, and we'd like to sell the fruits and vegetables. The community is joining the fight to save the farm too. It's important to me, the mayor says, and to the people who use it, and we shouldn't let it go by the wayside. The mayor, Mathieu Destou, and the provincial government are part of a committee. They hope to have a proposal for the future of the Hervé J. Michaud farm completed by June. Not much time before the federal government starts to sell off the farm's assets in September. Jennifer Choi, CBC News, Moncton.
The homeless man who was called a bum by then Premier of Alberta, Ralph Klein, is remembering Klein and that life-changing event. In 2001, Mark Shea was living in a homeless shelter in Edmonton. He now lives in Halifax. Shea called a newspaper to say Klein insulted men, told them to get jobs, and threw money at them. Klein died yesterday at the age of 70.
I'd have to say that a lot of people took notice and realized that, you know, there are people out there that can be success stories even when they're down and out. After my last interview, you know, I wish the man well. It's unfortunate that that he came down with such a terrible disease. I don't wish that on anybody. And you know, I wish his family all the best in the time of mourning in regards to his passing.
Klein was suffering from dementia. Mark Shea says he has moved on since that day. He says it pushed him to strive for more. He has a roof over his head and a family. Let me introduce you to Molly Simmons. She's the winner of the 5th annual Nova Scotia Spelling Bee. 54 children, they're in grades 4 up to grade 8, competed this afternoon. Simmons won the top prize, a $5,000 educational award. A dance competition underway right now in Halifax. The best ballroom dance teams from across the country are competing to represent Canada at the World Dance Sport Championships. 15 teams are from the Maritimes, and this event goes on until about 10 o'clock tonight, or 10:15, at the World Trade and Convention Center. Looks like the Easter Bunny came early to Moncton. This was the scene today at Magnetic Hill Zoo. Kids of all ages invited to an egg hunt. Looks like quite a few of them were successful, finding a few hidden treats in the hay. 3 months ago, we told you about a fire that tore through a downtown Fredericton restaurant. It was a busy Friday night at the Garrison District Ale House when a fire broke out inside a wall. Customers and staff rushed outside, and about 30 firefighters stayed on scene throughout the night. The restaurant was severely damaged, and 38 workers had to find other work. 3 months later, and after some repairs, the Garrison is starting to look like her old self again. But there will be a few changes to the layout. Co-owner Doug Williams says he hopes to have the restaurant open by July and hopes to bring back more than half of his original staff. Your complete weather forecast for the Maritimes for this long weekend and beyond is coming up with Terry Loretto. First, though, the current temperatures around the region. And now, what's on this weekend around the Maritimes? In St. John tonight, check out a special exhibit of Eastern European modern art and nude photography. That's over at 165 Union Street, 3rd floor, and this exhibit is going on until 9 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow, Sunday, in Stratford, PEI, the 17th annual Easter Sunrise Ecumenical Service will be held at 6:40 in the morning. It's happening at Pondside Park. A reception will follow at Our Lady of the Assumption Parish Center. And in Dartmouth, join the Volks March Club on a 10-kilometer guided walk of the Lake Charles Trail in Shuby Park tomorrow. The walk starts at 10, and the walkers are meeting at the campground parking lot. Well, we've had some great weather so far this Easter long weekend, but how does it look tomorrow for people heading out on that hike or heading off to church early in the morning? What do you say, Terry? Is the Easter Bunny going to deliver?
Absolutely. If a big basket of sunshine is what you want from the Easter Bunny, that's what you're going to get as we get into tomorrow. Things are going to change, though, as we move to Monday, so don't get too excited. We've got this system that's actually going to cycle into the Maritimes by, I don't know, I'd say 6 or 7 in the morning on Monday, and it's going to bring rain between 5 and 15 millimeters, depending upon where you are. Take a look at the next 30 hours. Beautiful day Sunday, gorgeous, a lot of sunshine in there, and then you can just see the edge of that system starting to push in late on Sunday into the wee hours of Monday, and it's going to just blanket the Maritimes by the end of Monday for some of us into parts of Tuesday. Before then, though, a beautiful night, a little bit chilly in parts of PEI, -6 overnight, and those skies will clear right out. No watches and warnings in place for anyone in the Maritimes tonight, which is great. Clearing by morning for the entire region. A little cold overnight if you're up in Campbellton in that zone, but as you can see down south, things get a little bit milder. This is fairly normal for this time of year. Winds are going to diminish. Now where it's nice and mild down in Yarmouth, down in Liverpool, Yarmouth area, you're going to see some fog in there because that's just what happens when we see the milder temperatures on the coast. Let's take a look at what we're doing for the next 7 days, though. Prince Edward Island, what do we have? Look at that sunshine. In fact, that might even bump up to 6 degrees. And then Monday, that system I told you about, bringing 5 to 7 millimeters of rain in that zone. Tuesday, breezy. Could see a chance of those rain showers sticking around into Tuesday morning. Could even be flurries as that temperature is just below 0. And then midweek, breezes in, as I said earlier, a little chilly in here. Overnight lows, though not too bad, -4. By the end of the week, things start to look a little more spring-like. Saturday, though, again, a little bit of precipitation in the forecast there. Let's take a look at New Brunswick. Again, everybody's seeing this beautiful sunny day on Sunday. That's the Easter egg hunt day, I would think. 8 degrees, a little cooler on the coast. Look at 4 degrees if you're there. Flurries possible Monday. That's as it bumps just below 0 again. Again, that residual chance of flurries in the north. And then as we get into the rest of the week, Thursday, I'm putting a chance of flurries in there. Not for everybody. Again, that'll mostly be north and to the coast. And then Friday, look at that temperature, 9 degrees. 9 degrees. That's right. I love those temperatures. Take a look at Nova Scotia. +9, that's going to be the Halifax zone, a little bit cooler to the north, 10 to 15 millimeters, so more rain coming through Nova Scotia and the rest of the Maritimes. But again, the rest of the week, cold midweek and then warming up towards the end of the week. How much precipitation are we going to see? I'll just put this into motion for you. That's tomorrow. Beautiful sunshine, just a gorgeous day, and then this system brushes through. The pink indicating slush, the blue some snow, the green some rain. So that's what you're going to see in that area. But you know what? Tomorrow is such a beautiful Easter Sunday. I think we can put up with the rain Monday.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Terry. And now for the last word, it's over to you. Easter is the most important celebration in the Christian calendar, but it's pretty complicated to figure out exactly when it happens. It's a movable feast that lands in either March or April. It follows the first full moon after the spring equinox. Our question this week, do you think Easter should fall on the same date every year?
I don't think Easter should be on one day, a specific day. I think it should follow the pattern it has. Thank you. Bye.
I do think Easter should be left as it is, as a movable holiday. If people can't handle the basis of the first full moon after spring equinox, and I think that we're in pretty bad shape as a people. And enjoy your newscast, and thank you.
Thank you for your calls. You have also been writing. Norma Daigle McPhee of PEI says it is a religious holiday that is set by a church calendar and a succession of events. If you attend any Christian church, you know when it's coming. If you don't, someone will let you know. Based on that, I would say no to the same date every year. Donna Freilich McGuire from Nova Scotia writes, well, if your birthday is the same time every year, then why not Easter? It's not like your birthday is May 28th one year and April 1st the next. How can you say Jesus dies on the cross on Good Friday and was resurrected on Easter Sunday if Easter is a different time every year? Makes it confusing. Barbara Scott Guilfoy from Nova Scotia says, yes, it should be the same day. It creates havoc for the Easter Bunny. Anne Rendell from New Brunswick says, if I had a choice, I would have it on the first Sunday in April each year. And Paula Fredericks in Nova Scotia says, anyone who knows the history of this season realizes that the timing of Easter isn't that complicated. It is not going to get changed because of some opinion poll. Thank you for all of your comments, and that is our program. We want to stay connected with you. You can find us on Twitter. Follow us at CBC Maritimes Sat. And tomorrow, stay up to date all day long on CBC Radio 1 for news. And please join Preston Mulligan at 4 o'clock for Maritime Connection, our weekly call-in show. And for local news any time of the day, go to your local cbc.ca page for Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and PEI. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great Saturday night. Now it is over to Hockey Night in Canada. Toronto takes on Ottawa. It is the Battle of Ontario.